everybody, it's Nate Charles of Charles International Law. Welcome back to the Rule of Law Brief. Today we learned that Jeffrey Epstein, in his own emails, wrote that Donald Trump spent hours at my house with one of the young women who later accused Epstein of sexual abuse. Those emails were released this morning by both Democrats and Republicans on the House Oversight Committee. At this point, it's hard to claim reasonable doubt that Trump was personally involved with Epstein's network of underage girls. The evidence isn't speculative anymore. It's in Epstein's own words, and it's been verified as part of an official congressional release. But what I want to talk about today isn't the specific revelation. It's the strategy that surrounds it and how incredibly effective that's been. Think about the way these disclosures have been handled. They haven't come out all at once. They've been dripped out over months, even years now, one piece at a time. A few redacted files there, a new batch of emails there. Each one sparks a little outrage, a few headlines, and then the cycle just resets. That pattern isn't accidental. It's called a slow drip strategy, a form of controlled disclosure. It's a public relations technique, and in political psychology, it's tied to something called habituation. When people are exposed to something shocking in small, spaced-out doses, their emotional reaction dulls over time. They get inured to each little piece, one increment after another. And the end result is scandal fatigue. The public just stops feeling, period. The moral revulsion that should accompany a revelation like this, and that likely would have accompanied a revelation like this had everything come out all at once, that an American president spent time with a child trafficking ring victim, just gets absorbed by the static. By the time the full truth emerges, it just doesn't land. The shock has already been spent. That's why I think this is bigger than just one story about Epstein or Trump. It's an entire propaganda rhythm. The slow release creates a psychological adaptation curve. Each new disclosure feels less outrageous than the last. You could call it incremental normalization. Step by step, outrage becomes background noise. The moral baseline shifts. The unacceptable becomes merely familiar. And the effect is the same, whether it's designed by a PR firm or simply reinforced by partisan behavior. The timing of these leaks, first by Democrats, then countered by Republicans, who released tens of thousands of pages to bury key facts, is textbook narrative management. It isn't about transparency, it's about desensitization. So when you see this kind of slow drip pattern, recognize it for what it is, a psychological defense mechanism weaponized by the powerful. They're not trying to convince you it didn't happen. They're trying to convince you not to care that it did. Outrage fatigue is not an accident of the news cycle. It's the goal of good PR and propaganda management. The only countermeasure is attention, moral attention, holding the outrage long enough for accountability to matter. Because if we let the gravity of something like this fade from consciousness, then the next time power preys on the vulnerable, it won't even need to hide. It'll already know that we've stopped looking.